Today I want to discuss Life is Strange double exposure again, and this time I want to focus on the aspect of powers specifically. We know so far that Max's powers changed a bit. They're different to what we know from Life is Strange. And to briefly sum up what happened in Life is Strange power-wise, we know that Chloe died, shot by Nathan, and this is precisely what triggered Max's powers. She sort of gained this ability, perhaps in that very moment, to sort of go back in time. We know that she wasn't sure if that's Chloe, like she sort of referred to her as that girl, but I'd like to think that subconsciously she did know that it's her. Maybe she sort of recognized her voice or anything like that, but still, regardless of that, she saved her, she went back in time. So we know that she can for sure go back in time, but it's not really a big time jump. She can only go back just a bit before she starts sort of losing her energy and her nose bleeds and she feels weak. We also know that the second aspect of her power is that she can sort of go back in time, even if it's a big time jump, using a photo that she has. She sort of goes back to that situation that was presented in the photo. She is sort of restricted by the frames that the photo creates, so it's not like she can sort of leave the house and go and do whatever she wants. She's sort of restricted by the circumstances that the photo referred to. That's when she can also change stuff. In both these scenarios, she can change something, and that's when the butterfly effect kicks in. That's when she sort of alternates the reality, because we know that even a small change can create very different consequences. Even if you go left or right, your life can differ, your life can change a lot depending on even the smallest of choices. And there's so many choices, hence the alternate realities theory. Small outcome can create different outcomes. Then in these different outcomes you sort of make different decisions, and then you sort of again create different outcomes, and it creates countless possibilities and countless alternate universes. So it's very hard to sort of properly present it in a game without getting lost, without getting confused, without getting the player confused. That's why for sure this is a challenge for them. So back in Life is Strange, Max could go back in time a bit. She could go back in time all the way back to the photo whenever it was taken. We know that she sort of went back to her childhood, spent the day with Chloe and such. She can even go back in time slowly, so it sort of almost stops the time. She did that when she was trying to save Kate. She had to sort of slow down time in order to sort of reach her, because she only had seconds to do that. She had to slow down the time a lot. That cost her entire energy. That's basically the gist of what she could have done in Life is Strange. Now, her powers shifted in double exposure. We know that she hasn't used her powers for many years. We know that from the trailer, and we know that now she will gain a new ability. She will be able to sort of jump between alternate realities, which might be very confusing, because which realities is she jumping between? I'm assuming that she's gonna jump between her own reality, so one where her friend Safi dies, and another reality when she survives. Of course, in that alternate reality where Safi survives, there can be many different outcomes that would still create different alternate realities, but I'm assuming not to overcomplicate things. They're just going to focus on these two realities, and I'm guessing that Max will be able to sort of go to that reality where Safi is alive. That means the murderer, whoever it was, maybe Max, because there's a strong theory going on that it could have been Max, but I'm not certain. That's a whole other topic. So in that other reality, clearly the murderer did not manage to kill Safi. Maybe they're still trying to do that. Maybe this is why Max will be sort of investigating that other reality and checking what people are doing, what their plans are. At the same time, in our reality where Safi was murdered, she will be investigating the people around her, trying to guess who did it, who's sus basically in both of these. I would say the big question is, why did Max's powers change? We can assume that it evolved as she grew up, it changed with her, but in the latest TikTok that they posted, they sort of asked these questions among theories, and that made me think, why did it change? Now, I have a small theory of my own. Maybe it's not the right one, but maybe it is, since I know that they like to explore the grief topic, and obviously, regardless of what reality we're in, which choice we picked by the end of Life is Strange, we know that we'll be given that possibility to sort of let them know if we saved Chloe or sacrificed Chloe. Max has a lot of grief to process. Either she sacrificed Chloe, which means she lost her best friend, her possible partner, but someone that she loved dearly, or she sacrificed an entire town with people that she knew and loved. There's a major grief as well that she has to process through. Now, whatever she did, maybe her powers evolved in that direction to help her process, to comfort her. Assuming that she sacrificed Chloe, maybe using her powers, her abilities, she might be able to jump to the reality where Chloe is still alive. Maybe in some ways it would bring her some comfort. If you turn around the outcomes, the final choice of the game, maybe she'd be able to go to that other reality where Arcadia Base still exists as intact, and there are people that she loves, that she knew, still alive and okay. We know that she sort of got that powers. We're assuming that she got that power when Safi died, but there could be another purpose there. And even if she can jump between the realities where Safi is alive and dead, maybe Chloe's situations would sort of change accordingly as well. So that's my take on it. I'd like to think that whatever they end up doing with that, whatever they end up doing with Max's powers, they will sort of stick to the general idea of Life is Strange games, which I believe it was the emotional impact of the powers. Any power that any of our protagonists had, it was always triggered by some sort of an emotional event, whether it was Max with Chloe's death, whether it was Daniel with Esteban's death, or it was Alex processing through her very difficult life, trying to be more empathetic and understand people's emotions as she has been through a lot of difficult stuff in her own life. None of our protagonists had the powers at the sake of just having them. They always served some sort of a purpose. Now, I'd like to think that Double Exposure or Tech 9 per se will sort of understand that, and the way they create powers, they will have a bigger purpose other than solving a murder mystery. To me, Life is Strange can have any genre really. It can be drama road trip story like in Life is Strange 2, or it can be a supernatural type of Twin Peaks vibe genre like Life is Strange, or a wholesome small town drama story like Life is Strange True Colors. The powers are always there to sort of help our protagonist process through some emotions and to sort of represent emotions that they have been going through. That's why I'm hoping that in case of Max, her sort of jumping between realities thing is not there just to solve a murder mystery. So that's my hope, and like I said before, I am remaining cautiously hopeful when it comes to the game itself. Let me know your theories down below. I'd love to read that. We'll be exploring that for sure, so just stick around the channel. A major shout out to my patrons as always. Stay safe, guys. Bye!